Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today is going to be a little bit different. Today I'm going to show you guys every single setting, everything that I have set up the way I do on my actual screen when I am actually trading. I did have a small green day today, so I'll show you guys that so you guys can see it. Small green day. I'm still trying new strategies, new things, so I'm trading very small share size, so only locking up $200 today. But like I said, I'm not comfortable in these new things that I'm trying to jump in full share size. And so if you're a trader just now starting, get consistency first and then skill up. Anyways, I do want to show you guys my platform and every setting that I have on Thinkorswim because a lot of you guys have asked me for this. And so this video is going to answer hopefully all of those questions. And if there's something I missed, just go ahead and comment it down below, and I will show you guys exactly or I will answer your questions. So first things first, this is my main screen right here. So this is my main monitor. Of course my camera is in the way, but I'll get to that part in a little bit. So when I am day trading in the mornings, I have my main monitor. So actually, I'll slow back down. I have 4 monitors and a laptop. So technically 5 monitors. But this is my main monitor, and my main monitor is what you're seeing right now in the recording. I have my 1 minute time frame. This is what I'm looking at the majority of the times, my 1 minute time frame with this volume. I used to have it overlapped with a different one, but I went ahead and switched to this volume recently, and I like it a little bit more just because I don't have the whole clutterness on my actual chart, and sometimes I used to get in the way of it, and I could show you what I mean in a little bit. So I have my volume for the 1 minute, my 1 minute time frame. To the side of that, actually, let me go over my studies. Everybody asks me what studies I have. I used to have a lot more, and I've just learned to simplify things even more. You really don't need a lot of things. If you learn price action, support and resistance, a lot of the times you don't need all these other indicators or all that stuff. So all I have on my 1 minute time frame is going to be the 9 EMA, which is my blue line, that 9 EMA. The VWAP, which is purple line standard. I don't have any modifications to it or anything like that. Whatever the default VWAP is, that's what I have. And then I do have these 2 volume settings, which is going to be that. It shows it like that because this is a custom script. If you do want that custom script, I do have that link posted in my Discord. So just go to my Discord down below, join my Discord, and then it should be under resources. And I'll show you guys how to import that in this video as well. I'll do it towards the end of the video. So that's all I have in my 1 minute. Now to the right of that, I have my active trader. This is exactly where I punch my buy orders. So here I would select my share sizes and then go ahead and hotkey in. I'll go over my hotkeys in a little bit. So when I am trading, I select it with the mouse. If it's a random number, I'll go ahead and select it here and type it real quick, something like that. But if not, I usually select it with my mouse. This is always checked in, so I'd use my hotkeys to buy and to sell. Otherwise, I would be clicking here by market. Sell market won't let me because it's not auto send in. So once you click that in, it'll actually place the order. That's usually how I buy. So I select it here and I click Shift D, which is my hotkey to buy. To put a stop loss, I usually just go down to here and select the share size that I want, and then select the price that I want it to under where I bought or right break even, and put a stop loss there. When you jump into a trade, it puts 2 little yellow arrows here, which is where you actually bought and sold. And so I'm quickly able to see where my average price is and put a stop loss there, either above or below it. Right below that, I got time and sales. Time and sales, keep it simple, just the time, the price, and the size. I don't have anything else. I don't know what else you could add on a time and sales, but that's all I have: time, price, and size. I do keep the time on there because a lot of the times people try to figure out what time a stock is resuming out of halt or not. And a quick way to figure out what time it halted is just look at time and sales and see when that last order came in, and then add 5 minutes to that. Level 2, right below that, all the way down to the bottom right, I can see it on my screen. I know it might be a little bit small for you guys, but I am able to see these numbers. That's a 1, 2, 1, 2, 30, 40. Next, I have my 5 minute time frame over here. Very similar to my 1 minute time frame instead of the studies. So in this one, the study, I have the 8 EMA instead of a 9. I have a 20 as well, which I don't really usually use, so I probably could take that one away. VWAP is the same thing, and on this one, I do have the standard volume that comes with Thinkorswim. This one because I want to see clear, volume increase or decrease of volume, which is a little bit harder to see on this custom one that I have on the 1 minute. Kind of, you see it's very choppiness, but this one's very easy to see, so that one I have it there, and I have it separated so it's not overlapping. If you want to know how to overlap it like this or separate it, you go to your settings of that same stock and you go to overlap volume right here. So if I click overlap and apply it, then it puts it to the back, and that is what I used to have on my main one. But see, if I scroll it down like this, then it starts getting in on top of the candles behind it, and it's hard to see. And so I go to the settings and then I'll overlap it so that's its own little thing, and it doesn't get mixed in. Another thing a lot of people ask me is how do I get them to be colored red and green? Mine are usually blue. The way you do that is go to the settings of that chart, go to appearance, and then you could change it to technically whichever color you like. But if you change it to whichever color you like, it actually changes them all, so not necessarily by the color of the ticker. So if you want the color of the ticker, you go to appearance and you click color as ticker symbol, and then it'll match it to whatever that candle was. If it was a green candle, it'll add as a green volume, red candle, red volume. If it was a doji, it'll be white. To the left, I do have my yearly time frame, which a lot of you guys probably never even knew I had one. That's because I have my little camera in place. So if I move myself out the way a little bit, you can see my yearly is always down there, and this is just to quickly look, okay, here's a resistance there, here's the next resistance there, and be able to quickly put daily levels on my chart while I'm looking at the 1 minute as well. But that is covered by my camera, so a lot of you guys don't even see that when I'm actually streaming. So let me put that back. And that is my main screen. Now the way you set this up is you have on Thinkorswim at the top left, I think defaulted you start off in charts, and charts is where you start off at. Here, let me delete this. And you can add the stuff on here, right? Like you can add the active trader, you can take away big buns or something like that, and this is where you're actually executing trades, right? But I use the flexible grid because flexible grid I am able to add them wherever I want and then make that specific gadget in each chart. So the way I do that is you go up to under flexible grid at the top left, you go all the way to the right, and then you see that little bit of 3 lines. Click the one right next to it where it's like 3 by 3 boxes, and then click customize grid. It should be checked off unless it defaults it to check it in when you first select it. But go ahead and click that customize grid, and now you have all of these little things pop up in each window. And what this does is it allows you to put a different window if you want one below it or above it, and then one to the side. So if I click down where it says like the little plus on the side, it's actually going to break this down into 2 windows, right? Now if I wanted to break this down into 2 more windows, I could do it to the side like that, or I could do it to the bottom like this, and now I have 2 more windows. And this is where you can change each of these gadgets to whatever you want. You can add live news, you can add the active trader, you can add the level 2. If you don't want a certain window, you click that last one and it takes that one away. So if I take this one away, it'll revert back to this one. But you can put it to whatever you want. So for this one, I'll put live news, and then all you have to do is link it to whichever one you want. So this is red IVDA. If I link this one to the red one, then it's going to give me the live news gadget on this window of IVDA. Like that, and there you go. Now I have the news. And so this is what I've basically done. So I have that big one, I have 2 underneath, the yearly, the 5-minute, and then on the right side I have 3 going down, which is my active trader, my time and sells, and my level 2. I think that's going to be it for this main thing. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I don't have. My hotkeys. So if I go to my hotkeys, you're gonna go over to once you're done customizing it, check that off, and now you're free to go. So check off those check marks, and then you should be free to go there. If you go over to the top and click application settings, you're gonna go over to active trader, because active trader is the only thing that has a hotkeys. That's how you actually buy and sell. So go to active trader and go to hotkeys, and then on hotkeys, Thinkorswim is not the best. You literally have very minimal amount of hotkeys that you can put, and so basically I have 3. I have buy market, I have sell market, and I have flatten. Now you're probably thinking, how do you control the share size, right? Well, I already said it. If I put 1500 and I click my buy hotkey for buy market, it's gonna buy 1500 shares. If I click 500 and then do the hotkey for buy market, it's gonna buy 500 shares. As long as this is auto sending, that order is gonna go straight through. So to change the hotkeys, you go over to that application settings and go over to hotkeys, and then scroll down until you see active trader. Now my flat position is going to be Shift S, so that is mostly for Stormy. That is mostly for me to panic sell, right? If I'm in a trade and I just want to get completely out of it, flatten the position, whether I'm up 500 or whether I'm long 500 shares, 2,500 shares, whatever it is. If I click flatten, it's going to completely flatten my position and bring me down to a 0 shares holding. So Shift S, Shift D is going to be buy market. So I select it with my mouse on the active trader and then click Shift D. That'll buy the actual stock, and then Shift A is going to sell market. So same thing, I'll select how many shares I want. If I'm in 2,500 shares long and I want to take back out 500, select 500 with my mouse, click Shift A, and it will only sell 500 shares. And then if I want to put a stop loss, like I said, I use the active ladder down here and click the stop. Now, let's see if I can do this here. So that is basically every setting in this main chart. One thing that I will point out, if you guys don't already know, Thinkorswim defaults you to the delay time. So go into application settings and then go over to system. I think it's system, and then quote speed. Make sure you have it on no delay. I think by default it's like 3 seconds, which means your candles are literally going to be purposely 3 seconds behind what the actual price is. And so you might be wondering why you're getting terrible fills. Well, that's probably why. I switch it to no delay, and then you're actually seeing the chart move in real time according to what the price really is. Now let me show you guys what I have on my right monitor, which is usually what I'm looking at the most, because this is where I have all of these stocks on my side. Let me kind of just put them like this. Let me see if I can switch in the middle of a stream. I think I can. Now, which one is it going to be? Wrong one. There we go. So I think I'm disappeared for a little bit, and it's not going to automatically fit the whole screen on OBS. But this is my main monitor. So right here, let me see. So you can see my mouse does not go over that, and that's because it's my actual monitor screen on the side chart. It's just cutting it off on OBS for some reason. But this is what my side monitor looks like on OBS. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 small charts. This is where I put my top 6 stocks on the day that I want to keep an eye on. These are not from today because I had to reset some stuff, so it just defaulted to some random stocks that I was looking at last week. But usually I would have my top stocks here, and then that way I can quickly put alerts on all of them and have them all on watch, so in case one of these ends up squeezing, then I can move it up to my main monitor. Now, if you don't know how the linking works, so let me go back to my main monitor. So if you don't know how the linking works on Thinkorswim, you have these little things on the charts where you can put it to unlink, or you can put a specific color. So 1 through 9 is what you have. So you have 9 options. What this does is you have different gadgets all around Thinkorswim, right? And if you link them all together, that means that when you switch a stock on one of them, it's actually going to switch to all of them. And all of those gadgets are going to switch to that specific stock. And this is very important, right? For example, active trader. If I put active trader linked to yellow, and I'm looking at the chart here for IVDA, which is linked to red, if I switch on any stock here, for example, if I go look at Tesla, no, if I look at Amazon here, everything is going to change because it's linked to red. So red, 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 red. But my active trader is not switching to Amazon. You can see it stayed on IFRX and it's at yellow. If I was to click buy here, even though I'm looking at Amazon, it's actually going to execute the order and purchase IFRX. So always make sure you're looking at the right one. Now, why do I say this? Because my charts on my side monitor are actually all linked to to a different color. So this one's maroon, which is number 6, I believe. This one down here is going to be number 7, which is ADN, just a random stock. And this helps because I can switch this stock to whatever I want, and that means that nothing else in Thinkorswim is going to switch but this chart right here. And this is the only chart that's going to switch there. And so that's very important, especially when you're trying to link your active trader to the actual screen, that you're looking at. How to import the volume that I have linked on my Discord. You're going to go to application to setups up here and then open a shared item. Once you go to open shared item, I have on my Discord a resource tab. So let me actually show you that. Go over to my Discord and you're going to see this right here. These are the 2 volumes that I have, which is going to, so you're going to take this link, copy it, and then you're going to post it right here, paste it, and then preview it or whatever, and then import it. Once you import it, I think it asks you to name it, so just name it whatever you want. Volume indicator from Juan or something like that. And then one of them is for this volume down here, which is the red and green selling volume. And then the other one's actually this little line right here that tells you the average, the today total volume, and all that stuff on the stock that you're looking at. Once you import it and you named it, you're going to go under studies, edit studies, and then you're going to search for that name here. So mine is called ThinkScript, and then I think I labeled one volume and new volume, so just what I knew it was. I think that's going to be pretty much it. On my other monitors, on my left monitor, I have a 4-hour time frame of the same stock that I am looking at, so I can actually pull that up for you guys right here. So, for example, right now on my main monitor, I have Amazon, which is that red linking. And if I pull over I'm not going to switch the screen because it's going to mess it up. This is what's currently on my left monitor up here. It's a smaller monitor, but I have the 4-hour time frame on this one. Now, the reason I have the daily here and the 4-hour is because if you guys didn't know, the daily only includes prices that have been shown during market open hours. And so if you were to look at a 4-hour time frame, sometimes it might show a high that it's not necessarily showing on a daily. So for example, this level here on Amazon is just an example. It's not going to actually show it. So on here, Amazon shows a high of 139, but if you were to look at that daily on that day, the high is actually not going to be 139 because the market opened lower than that day, which I don't know when that day is going to be. So this will be a little confusing. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's actually showing the 137. Yeah, so it's actually showing right there 137 as the time that it. Oh no, it's actually showing 135 as the market open. So right here, perfect example. So it's showing market open at 134.90s on that day, which it actually hit something higher, right? It hit 139, but on that day it's only showing. Never mind. Okay, I'm messing myself up. So the highest that stock hit during that day was 139, right? But during the day, the highest it hit was 137 right there, 137.69. If you look at the daily, it only shows at 137.69. So if you were to looking at a stock and say the highest is 137, but you look at the 4-hour and you're like, no, it's not. It actually hit 139. It hit $2 higher because the daily is not going to show that. And so that's why I always have the 4-hour time frame here on my left monitor. And sometimes you can see some clear resistances and supports a little bit better that you wouldn't see on a daily. So I'll just always keep it there. And then on my top monitor to my right, this is my giant monitor. I usually always have at least SPY or Tesla pulled up on a bigger time frame just to see what the market is doing, or both of them at the same time. And then I also have my scanners and my Discord chats open on both of those. So it's usually mostly this main one and my right monitor that I am looking at. As far as my setup, my watch list, I forgot to talk about my watch list. So my watch list, you guys usually can never see it because my momentum scanner is always here blocking it away from you guys. But this is actually where I am always switching stocks. Now once again, if I scoot this out a little bit, you can see that it's linked to that red one. Right now I have it a little bit thinner because I don't need all that. All I need is the ticker and the price. So it's linked to the red, which means if I switch to a stock here on this red watch list, everything that is linked to red is going to switch to that. So HSCS, HACS, same, 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 and then same for my 4 hour. So all of those are switching to that specific ticker. And so every time I see all the gappers in the morning, I will go on here and type them. So I'll go on and type them there. And if they're already there, they show up higher. But if not, then they're just going to show up here. But I put them all here, and then I can quickly scan them. So today's gappers were up here. There were BBBY, IBDA, EAR, ILAG, TBLT, and then after that, these are all stocks that I added as the day was going on. HLBZ was a good stock to trade. TOMZ was another good stock to trade today. SOS had some nice moves, and then same thing with HSCS. But I think that's going to be it for this video. I just wanted to show you guys what I am looking at and how I execute my orders, what I'm looking at on my 1 minute, where's my 5 minutes, where's my daily. If you guys have any questions, just comment them below if I didn't cover it on this video, and hopefully I can answer those questions down below, or if it's a lot of them or a very common question, I will include it on a different video. If you want to see my overall settings, I don't know that it makes a big difference on some other things, but for example here, I have the synchronized crosshair position. That's an important one. So if you could see my 5 minute here on HSCS, no, that wasn't today. Today here. So what that does is every time I'm looking at the chart here and I'm hovering my mouse, it actually puts that same cursor up here on this different chart. So it actually synchronizes it, and you can see it's also on my daily. So if I put any level here, it actually goes and puts that cursor across all of them. So I like to have that. What else do I have? Price axis. I don't have any I don't know where they're going to show up. I don't have any grids on my thing, so I don't have any horizontal lines, any vertical lines anywhere. I like to see my background just clear black, pitch black. General, you can see my sheddings here. This is how I show my trades or not show my trades. I show my alerts, price axis. There you go. Oh, there's another one here, expansion area to the right. So a lot of people, when you're trading, you see that their stocks look like this, right? So the candle's forming right at the edge of that, and they're trading it, and the stock is automatically pushing back every time a new candle forms like this. I cannot trade like that to save my life. I have to be able to see the stock right in the middle of my screen with space to the right. So this area to the right is just the expansion area. So if you go over to time axis, I added 1,000 bars to the right, which means I could technically go 1,000 candles to the right before it stops me, and I like having that space. I don't like the candles being right up to that place right there where I can't even see it. So that is another small setting that I have that I like to see, and maybe you guys didn't know how. And I think that's going to be it for this video. It's probably a longer video than I usually do. My mouth is dry. But hopefully you guys got a couple of the questions answers, a couple of the couple of questions answered in this video of my setup. And I will see you guys tomorrow. For everybody that wants to watch and come trade live with us, the team has honestly been killing it. Several guys have been calling out some plays that have ran up a couple of dollars, and so they're making a lot of money on that, and that's awesome to see. Other than that, guys, I will see you on tomorrow's recap. Like I said, today my recap, I didn't really do one. No really good trades. Kind of play around with small share size, try new things. But I did finish up $200 on today's day. Nothing big, nothing special. That'll be the end of this video, guys, and I will see you all tomorrow.